Good evening, everybody. Elizabeth Diamond here, host of the Diamonds Forever 3113 show. And tonight's August 29th, 2016. So, Diamonds Forever 3-1, rawr. The lion taking dominion, that's you on Earth as you pray the law of one and go through and polish your emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. So remember the code, be the code breaker. First comes laughter. With that comes pleasure. And with that comes joy. And with joy comes love. Be that diamond and go break that code. And remember, emotions are energy in motion. That's you. And become that for dominion here on earth because you live here. 13, Christ consciousness, the supernatural, natural you, learning about you. And that's the very, 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 very most important is to learn about you, and everything else will flow, and you can go with the flow. Remember, go with the flow in these days. So we have a great lineup tonight. Some really, 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 really good news. Everybody's going to smile tonight, and we'll build up to that. We're going to do that, and then we have Cynthia with the energies to learn how we can work with them really well. And so remember to follow the Diamonds blog. That's Diamonds with an S forever 31.blogspot.com. The two YouTube channels are on the right. And we partnered up with somebody. That's part of the good news, too. And we'll learn more about that for all of us tonight to add to our foundation of our supernatural, natural selves and galactizing with our brothers and sisters. All right. I'll turn the doorbells off, and we'll introduce Candy, the candy shop with the candy jar news, about 7-8 minutes worth. Candy, are you here with the candy?
I am, and I've got some sweet spiritual candy tonight.
All right. Take it away. I'll take that lid off your candy jar with your news tonight. There you go, girl. Sister.
Right. Well, we often like to start with Benjamin Fulford, and, he said he was going to take a vacation home to Canada, and unless things got pretty heated, and of course, they've been getting pretty heated, so he's got a live update on YouTube right now, August 29th. Folks should listen to it. He's lamenting his own mother's poor source of information and the dismal lack of knowledge that the Canadians get, especially from their media, which is as bad as ours.
Candy?
Report. Yes.
Yeah, by the way, that Benjamin Fulford report is blogged on Diamond's blog, and below it is what we're going to talk some more about to go to that link. So you'll find the link what Doran and Misty will talk about tonight. Very good news below on the same blog as Benjamin, and they belong together, I think. It's really good news. So, yeah, and Russia. What did Russia do that Benjamin said, Candy?
Well, of course, the Canadians are still stuck in the mindset that Russia is the enemy, but Russia is helping a great deal. Do you remember the specifics, Elizabeth, of what he said about Russia?
Pardon?
Yeah. Do you remember the specifics about what he said this week about Russia?
Well, Benjamin said that Russia, like the U.S., the U.S. programmers, we're the jailbirds. Well, we're not now, but we're breaking free. But the U.S. propaganda machine has offered Russia to do a big false flag over there, and the President Putin, which we've heard not just by people here reporting that, Putin's on our side, wants to change into the paradigm shift, and also the galactics that we have on, and through Christopher Stephen Jacobs especially, but from others too, they have said that Putin is, all for us and all for this change. So they said, nope, we're not playing your game anymore. We're not going to go with this false flag thing, and they're cutting them off even more. So that'll be interesting. And then Pat said earlier that, well, there's some intel out when, well, let's take it with a grain of salt, but there might be another sign of the times, too, that Mexico somehow announced on their emergency system, and this is what they say, it could be fake intel, but could be real, that the United States is now a republic. I don't know. So, I mean, we're going for that, but I'm not going to say I don't know, but that's a sign. And what else has been said, and what else you have?
Right. Well, he says that Israel realizes they have no friends in their neighborhood, and they don't have a big superpower like the U.S. behind them anymore, and so they are eating a little humble pie, and I think they were asking even students for some suggestions about how they could better get along, and saying that they're ready to negotiate seriously, and they're going to have to. They're going to have to be fair to the Palestinians. So it's all there in the Benjamin Fulford report.
One more thing I want to bring in about while we're on Benjamin and Russia, that the Galactics have given us some clues through all these shows we've been having the last 2 years, and one of them was like when Russia has a parade, they're celebrating something. I don't know if they'll come right out and tell them, oh, yeah, they said Russia announced to keep 10 days' worth of food to their people, right? That's what you just said, Candy. But so let's look for some kind of celebration parade, and that ship sinking halfway and everybody can see it. There's an ET ship on board. That's going to be interesting. So I'll put those two pieces in that we've learned from the Galactics Galactizing on the Diamonds Network. Take it away.
Right. And I just think it's great that you are so steadfast and at your blogging on a regular basis, and that you blog very important things. And I don't know, here in the Midwest, the weather, everything has just been shifting so fast, and the weather reports say that it's going to rain, and then it doesn't rain, and it's just been so humid. It just sucks the life out of everybody, and particularly today, people have been really exhausted with this strange atmosphere that's going on, including yours truly. But we had a great show with coming up this week, this Wednesday, with Christopher Stephen Jacobs' mom, Katrina, and so hope folks will join us there.
We'll be doing some galactizing on there, right, Candy, with our galactic brothers and sisters who we honor and respect and love, and they bring in lots of information. They're our saviors. We're working together. Like we'll see a picture of, we're starting to work together way more tonight with the good news.
Okay, well, that sounds great, and yes, and Katrina likes to give some reads and do some personal healing, just like Chris does. So that's pretty good and exciting, and I know, Chris gave me a healing that has been very helpful lately. And so that's good. I'm continuing to sungraze. I'm up to 3 minutes tonight, and so that's interesting. There is a I don't know. Maybe I've used up my time. I don't. It's 7:43 right now.
Yeah.
So
we better go to our next venture, and then if you remember anything, Candy, bring it in after Cynthia. We'll have time after that. And you guys listening, we'll have time for questions, comments, anything you want to bring in. So this is a sharing platform. So if there's news you want to join in with all the other news, it just makes for a happier, more emotional energy for all of us to get through for the week, to add to our toolbox. How's that,
Great.
Candy?
Okay. Well, I'll put the lid back on the candy jar and tidbits and take it away, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much, Candy, sister. And I gave my little diamond nugget at the very beginning, so I just reviewed. All right, now Candy has a show. It's on every Wednesday, the Candy Shop show, and this week she'll be galactalizing. And every other Thursday is Cynthia with the Astrology Energy, so we can use so much, a longer show. She's on every Monday. She'll be coming up. And also, the other Thursday is, check this out, and this is tonight's good news. Our own Misty on the Diamonds Network. She has a show on the Diamonds Network. It's called We Are the Solution with Misty Linstar. And so I've been teasing her all this week after her show last week. You have to go listen to last week's show. It should be up on YouTube, or it's reference number 487. Tonight's show is 488, by the way. If you want to listen to it on the recorded line, that's on top of the blog. But I was telling Misty, hey, her name of the show is We Are the Solution. We Are the Solution found the solution called The Source Network. And that's Dorn will be talking about that tonight. So welcome, Misty. Are you there? And Dorn, are you there? Just say hi to everybody.
Yes, I'm here.
I'm here too.
That's Misty, and Dorn was the first one that spoke up. Welcome, you guys. Well, how I want to do this is, I don't know, it just may seem confusing, but this is just the way that I felt like leading this tonight with you two. Misty, I'd like you to introduce Dorn and read what you did on your show. It's just a short paragraph or two. And then, Dorn, I would like you to start with, we're going to kind of go backwards tonight. Start with that abundance gathering, which is like an offshoot of what this big news is and growing. And then we'll go into what your creativity and others' creativity are about for all of us. But after the abundance review, like 5 minutes or so of how it went, Misty, I'd like you to do a card, and then Dorn can tell what the Source Network is all about. Really good stuff, you guys. So, Misty, Dorn, why don't you give Misty a number so she can pick a card and have it ready? How's that? You get to pick a number between.
Okay.
Pick a number between what and what?
Well, you can pick a number between 1 and 81. It can include 1 or 81.
All
First
right.
number comes to mind.
How about the beautiful goddess creation number that's been confused for a while? Let's go with the most wonderful, beautiful number. We're transmuting number 66.
Ooh,
okay. Yeah.
Great.
I like that.
All right.
I got that.
So I'll have it ready when it's time.
I like 66. What about 666? I got a big smile on my face one time when I was at work. I used to be talking to people as a nurse on the phone, and somehow, IT guys, it was a big company. Somehow I looked over and saw a list of computer numbers were assigned. Guess my number was 666. I got a big smile.
Yay.
It's all good. Okay, so Misty, take it away. We the solution found the solution. Everybody on Diamonds Network, check it out. We'll get there. We're gonna build up tonight. Come on, Misty. Introduce Dorn.
All right. Well, Doreen Katash is one of my Facebook friends, and I think we've been connected for a couple of years now. And she is co-creator of the Source Network. And basically, I'm going to read what I read already, but Doreen and I, and many of those on this call are part of the waves of people who have been awakening to the divine oneness and connection that we all share with each other. We aren't special. We simply have woken up to the fact that we are and have always been the creators of this world, and we wish to assist to create a better world for all of its inhabitants. And we all have pretty much dropped everything in order to do it. And Dorn is definitely one of those. And so I just, every time I see his posts, I like to keep up with what he's doing. And he actually ended up in my hometown, and I think that that's not just coincidence. And so he has, like I said, co-created the Source Network. And he shared a lot about it, and if, Dorn, you don't mind sharing a little more about it, or what do you think, Elizabeth? How do you want to go?
Well, I just want to welcome Doran to the Diamonds Monday show, the Diamonds Network. And we bless you with diamonds, first of all, Doran. Spiritual diamonds in your soul, spirit, mind, and body.
Well, why don't I want to say I just recognized right away that Doran would be great for us all to connect with the Diamond Network and so anyway, yes, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, right. Doran, why don't you share with us, what did you call it, the Abundance Gathering?
Sure. Okay, so the Tribe Abundance Gathering, as we all know, it's the timelines are all accelerating. We've collectively chosen that, and the past 2 weeks have just been you got to whenever an opportunity shows up, you just take it, and you don't ask questions, you just run with it. And it was like 2 weeks ago that one of our Source Network leaders, she said something about gathering up in Los Angeles, and I can't even remember all the details, but it was like, oh, you could bring Source Network, we can gather in Los Angeles, and we could bring all of our musicians together, all the ones that you're helping with your viral campaigns, and we can bring all of our conscious creatives together in one space and have a fun gathering around healthy, conscious food. And she might be on right now, by the way, Athena Starseed. I asked her to come on here with me. And I also asked, my spiritual partner, she's here with me. She's anonymous. She's an anonymous. She goes by the name of Deb Rael. And I also put the word out to a number of the other people that were at the gathering, some of the musicians, to maybe call in if they could today, to see if we can get some more voices on here about the gathering. But Athena Starseed is one of our wonderful. I played her music. She's the one on Thursday when I was on the radio with you guys that does the mantra meditation. She's the finalist for the Global Peace Song Award. So she's an amazing genius, creator, and one of the founders of the fitness boot camp movement back in the day, superstar leader. And so she just brought me an idea, and I just was like, okay, let's do this gathering. And she's like, which date's good? And I said, just pick the first one. Let's just do it. And so it's like the idea was conscious, high vibe hangout with music and collaboration, and all of us bring our magic and our medicines and healthy food and drinks and natural and by the swimming pool and chilling by the fireplace outdoors and just bringing the tribe together and sharing everything that we do and who we are with each other and uniting. At least starting where we are, Los Angeles area, doing one gathering. I brought in the idea that if we broadcast it out, we could get a lot of other people excited about this concept of doing these gatherings and uniting our tribe. It was a family event. It was family-friendly, alcohol, drug-free. We did a suggested love contribution of $10, and we agreed that we'd do a 50-50 split for the house and for the performers and presenters. And we featured some of these musicians that we've been helping to promote with our viral campaigns, our Source Network viral campaigns, to create the next wave of stars to ground to the earth. Let's see here. Did you want to say something?
So I want to let you guys know they broadcasted this weekend, and Genius, and you broadcasted it on the front of your web page, right? And so if someone just went to your web page, you just click and you can view that. Am I right?
I promoted it on our website. I actually had an event on Facebook, and I shared video of everything throughout the event on the Facebook event. So anybody out there that wants to create their own abundance gathering, they can just type on Facebook, Tribe Abundance Gathering, and then just copy our event, and then just change the city name, and then do it. It's simple. So.
Absolutely, and I blogged those little directions or what points that you guys use. That yeah. So, and if any of those friends that are on that Doran asked to be on, you just star 6 to unmute at any time the room is open. Yeah, wow. And how was the turnout? Just tell some magic that went on, a few minutes worth, and then we'll go to the next thing.
Yeah, I've got Deborah L here. She'll say some things. The turnout was great. It was like probably like 30 plus people came and went. It was a 6-hour event, so it was set up so people can come and go and whatnot. So it was really a nice experience sitting by the campfire and enjoying some of the best music. It's just amazing the amount of talent. And it was really just intimate and nice, and there was something happening on a much higher level. That was really what the message was, not just for this gathering, but starting on Thursday and going all the way to today. The abundance energy is just totally just just clearing us of anything that's not of our highest divine nature, and putting us in a state of allowance and surrender. So that we all can just be in these abundant energies together and allow the miracles to manifest. So I have Deborah L here. I want to pass the phone over to her.
Sure. But
before we finish with the event, I would like to this event is being shown to me as a blueprint, and we've just completed the formulation of the blueprint for how to bring together a conscious tribe into a community, like a living, working, and play space. Like the gap between us all living separate to now being able to, we have a financially viable way that we can bring our tribe together in each town around living, working, and playing. And I want to present you the model for Corey's Sound Palace, which is where this event took place in Sherman Oaks, California. And this community center that we had this event at is the first one of our Source Network community gathering, living, working, and playing spaces, and it makes it very viable for all light workers to simply move into community together and financially thrive and do all the things we love to do and share, and it's financially viable, and we're going to make the first one happen with Corey Sound Palace, but here I'm going to pass it over to Deb, and she's going to say something.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Deborah L., and I was there. It was such an amazing evening. I mean, from start to finish, there were so many beautiful people that showed up, and the music, it was hard to even stay in my body. It was just so much fun. And then different people, and by the end, we all got really tight, and everybody was singing and dancing and playing instruments, and we were outside under the stars, and they have a beautiful setting there, especially in the back. And Corey has a really amazing healing table, too, that I got to take an opportunity to have a little session with, and it was just awesome. I would definitely recommend it and definitely go again, and it would be great if, this was available everywhere for everyone. And so it's back to Doran.
Beautiful. Wow, you guys, listen, you guys. This is an awesome example of a foundation being built, but this tribe and more tribes gathering together with the Source Network is phenomenal. Roger, it's blast off time. Okay, Roger.
Wow. Oh, baby.
Doran hasn't explained yet what he's not him, but him and others, and how they're gathering together, and it's a foundation for all of us, for the whole world. I'm very excited. A media foundation. Yeah. Okay. So, Doran, do you have anybody else that you want to bring on, and then we'll go to the card, and then I want you to explain all about the Source Network.
We'll tell Athena if she's on to press star 6. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Press star 6 on your phone, Athena.
Or if there's anyone else.
Hello. Hi, it's Athena.
Oh, you're far away. You have it on speakerphone? Take it off
I do.
speaker.
Can I take it off? Okay, hold on one second.
Yes, please.
Okay, how's that?
Athena, I love your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to Diamonds Network.
Thank you. I'm so honored to actually hear that you guys are doing this. I had no idea when Doran told me that he was going on the radio that I was going to meet my family, because I have a memory from when I was 5 that I came here for this exact purpose. And when I met Doran, he and I were telepathically communicating the same message. And he would say something, and I would understand completely, because I have the same star maps in my third eye that he has, about shifting the earth into a heavenly dimension. So heaven is on earth. And it's as simple as putting people in your house and feeding them and singing to them and doing body work or washing their feet or anointing them with oil and feeding them raw, live, living juices, locally grown. It's a lifestyle. It's community. It's economy. It's entrepreneurship. It's the wave of utopia now, living in the present.
Amen.
She put that beautifully. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
What a channel.
So we're going to do one starship at a time, and we're starting with my friend Corey, who is a cosmic piano sound player that I have hired several times to do festivals. He plays the music of the spheres. So when the sun comes up at this festival, you'll hear his gorgeous piano music calling the sun out to play with us, the star children, so that we can light up our own crown chakras and communicate directly. And then we can all get on board and do what we came here to do, which is to share our talents, to share our resources, to share our visions, and to inspire others to do the same. So when Doran and I decided to be really present with, we're shifting things now, not in the future, we're like, okay, the next date, let's call the people. The people who show up are going to be like the seeders, the people that actually start growing the first seeds. Those people will start their own temples and inspire people to start their own temples. And before you know it, there'll be a billion points of light swirling around Mother Gaia, lifting up her in song and celebration and music and food and consciousness and glory. And it'll come from the ground up like a little tiny blade of grass pushing a piece of cement out of the way.
Love it.
Wow.
Thank you.
So here's the call
inspiring.
to action. Here's the call to action for what's really needed in the moment. Corey, my beloved friend, has this temple. It's $3,000 a month to run. We need in the next 2 days to get the starseeds on board to donate $25 for the monthly membership. And then when he goes into the Source Network, Doran will tell you what that includes, but you get 2 events a month for $25, and we show you the lifestyle. We nurture your wishes, hopes, and dreams. We help you with contacts for your life contract, and we make sure that you get your mission accomplished with ease, grace, blessings, and love. And that abundance will just continue to reign, and we'll all be able to share. So if you're listening to this, and you agree and you really want to participate, go to Doran's Source Network and find out more information and donate to Corey Sound Palace Passport. And then figure out how you can, with a group of your collective soul group, Starseed friends, go look at a beautiful piece of property, put everybody in one of the rooms, find out what you guys can do collectively together to make the world a better, brighter place, and then just commit to being, doing, having, enjoy.
So that's go to the sourcenetwork.com, and there's a couple blogs, too, on the Diamonds blog. If you can't find
www.thesource.network. And I have it. It's the top post on the website right now. When you go to thesource.network, the first post at the top is called Live, Work, Play, Community Living and Event Spaces. And then when I'm going to read it to you, but you can read it yourself and share it and whatnot. But I'm going to just paint the picture a little bit here. Are you going to explain
are you going into explaining the Source Network now? So we want to do Misty's card first, because it's.
Well, I was going to explain the community center space.
Okay.
how so there's the blueprint that's coming through here while we're still on the Tribe Abundance Gathering subject.
Okay.
Is that a good time to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't know. So it's as Athena was saying, I'm just confirming some things here. Live, work, and play in community, community living and event spaces. We are very, very excited to announce our first community event space, a Source Network membership opportunity in beautiful Los Angeles, California. It is called Corey's Sound Palace, and his website's listed. It's www.sacredsoundhealer.com. And I have the instructions here. PayPal of $25 can be paid to sacredsoundhealer@gmail.com for your first 2 passes that could be used towards the events that happen at the space. Or you can pay in advance in quantities of $25 or more if you want to do that. They're great for gifts for friends, family, and tribe. There's upcoming events that we're announcing here. We have every month we'll have a Source Network Tribe Abundance Gathering, and every Thursday night we'll have Corey's Cosmic Sound Bath Experience. And then there will be other events as well, as all of our tribe takes the opportunities to book up the space with their own event. And the $25 gets 2 passes that you could use both passes for events, or you could bring a guest, which encourages them to get their own $25 pass so they can treat you back to an event. And what this does is it includes 20% off all of the in-house treatments, massage, shamanic work, sound healing, toning, workshops, readings, channeling circles, cosmic choral choir, and more. And this is the first model center for a community to live, work, and play, and have events going forward. We see a vision in which in every town on Earth we are connecting all these spaces and communities together and creating one global village via the White Light Railroad, which is the underground railroad of today. It's an overground railroad of community centers and tribal villages where anybody can leave their old life and know that they have a safe space to stop and stay in community and stay ongoing, or once they find the place they want to stay longer term, they can stay at any of these spaces around the world. So we're creating a global network of these spaces. And the membership, each location has their own membership, $25 per month, but they're tradable. You can easily say Ojai in Los Angeles, like the LA people can come to our Ojai events, and we can trade our passes so that, each space has the income to be able to operate, and all the tribes in LA and Ojai, both tribes can be financially living in community, live, work, and play, and you can trade or you can bring guests with your passes, but $25 gets you 2 passes, and on our website on thesource.network, on that post, the Live, Work, Play post, you are able to you get his email. Corey's email address is right there for you to send a PayPal payment. And if you'd like to start up your own village, your own space, let us know at The Source. Contact us, and we'll add you to our list of villages around the world and help you market your village and your plan. So that's that.
And that's not that. That's not all, you guys. That's just a little. That's just a part of it, a big part of it. All the other big parts, and the gathering, people that know how to gather people together and network through media, internet, are brilliant webmasters. I think like Doran and others, and we're going to hear about the Source Network here shortly. Thank you for sharing so far what you guys have shared. All yours, sparkling diamonds. Thank you. Now Misty picks a tarot card, and we always. In intention, that card is for the whole audience, even the YouTube audience that will listen later. And it always syncs up to all the content we bring on the shows. And nowadays, we don't talk amongst each other and plan the show. We just go by the by the Spirit, walking in the Spirit on our shows, and everything syncs up in synchronicity. That's going with the flow and having faith and belief and just being real. Be real, you guys. So, Misty, come on in. Let's see the card. I think Doran picked the number between 1 and 81. He picked the number 66, which is a very sacred number, and it's not talked a lot about, I heard earlier. So, are you there, Misty?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear the card.
Doran, thank you. That was great. That was so inspiring, and yeah, it sounds like something I definitely want to do. Okay. So the card that it came up is number 24, which equals 6, if you're into numerology. Coincidence. And it is the very first card of the entire deck.
Well, there's your 666 then. He picked 66.
Yeah, yes.
I talked about that earlier if you guys missed it.
Now, just a little bit about this tarot deck. It's the DJ Conway and Serona Knight Shapeshifter Tarot, and I've had those cards for about 18 years, and they are Celtic and Native American inspiration, beautiful artwork, and the messages are, for me, they're just so very clear. So I'm going to read the description of this card. So number 24 and oneness. Various members of the, and this card indicates completion, success, and cosmic consciousness. Various members of the human family are pictured within a great globe. The globe itself represents the world's soul and wholeness, the goal of every true spiritual seeker and magician. Humans of varying ages show their successful spiritual development by their shifted forms, symbolizing that no age or race is hindered from learning the deep inner truths of shape-shifting, a vital part of spiritual growth. The only limitations are those we place upon ourselves. Seeds of cosmic spiritual energy float about these forms, readily available for use by anyone who makes the effort to better the world for themselves and all around them. That's kind of like my intro. Below the globe are the phases of the moon, symbolic not only of deity powers and cycles of life, but also of spiritual disciplines and initiations. Above are the outstretched talons of a hawk, ancient symbol of transformation of soul and life conditions. The Great Father and Great Mother surround and support their human children on this earth, encouraging, guiding, and guarding them along each step of their life and spiritual paths. Great white feathers, reminiscent of the Egyptian goddess Nut, who weighed the soul for truth, represents the need for understanding the greatest truth of all, that all humans are connected with each other, the earth and all its creatures, that there are many spiritual paths that can all lead to the truth, unless humans pervert them, that although all humans struggle together through life, we each must develop our own innate spiritual abilities. Ooh, that's the truth. Now, the prophecy for this card is this. A cycle has ended, and a place of reward, completion, and success soon will be reached. You will triumph in a certain area of spiritual growth, reaching another step in cosmic understanding. So what'd you think?
Wow.
Perfect.
Oh, well. For Doran and everybody. Amazing.
And by the way, when I first pulled this card, and then I looked away, and then I looked back. I wasn't sure which card because I didn't set it on top of the pile. So the very next card that it also could have been was abundance.
Yeah.
So I figure it's both. That one was for Doran and all of us for certainly, and this is also for all of us.
Absolutely. Oh, man, I got your word in my head. Absolutely. Misty always says absolutely. That was great. But before I forget, Doran, we've invited Doran on Misty's call. You got to go listen to that because there's a lot he brought in, too. to come and give us an update of how it's going, because it includes all of us that you're going to find out here coming up. And Doran, you're welcome to come to the Monday through Thursday show. If you want to pop in, just tell the moderators you're on. If you have some good news for us or some news that you need to get out there, welcome to come to the Diamonds Network. And then if there's any guests in your group that want to bring some important news, you're welcome. So just let me know.
Awesome. I love that.
So let's see, what time is it? 8:14. Like, is 30 minutes okay, Cynthia? And then Cynthia can come on for Doran and his family to share?
Absolutely.
Well, we're all family now. We're all family, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Work, fun, and play. That's a good button to push, isn't it, Cynthia?
Oh, it's beautiful.
So, Doran, why don't you share with us the beautiful, inspirational work you and, how other people gathered and what you're doing today on the source.network, right?
Okay, sure. Since I'm doing an overview of Source Network a little bit, I can, today was our first broadcast, you'd say, and they're easy to find on Facebook right now. So, I'm going to do my best to overview a little bit, but really today I did 5 videos, so it was a total of 1 hour of footage, which really gives anybody a full understanding of what we've been doing for the past 4 years, and then what we are now, the new phase of how this is going to really take off.
Beautiful. I just want to explain to everybody, Doran set up a network, a genius, brilliant network, and others are gathering and have gathered a foundation, as you will, for media, a one-stop media and more, and he'll explain place so we can all gather together on the internet and beyond. And it's not no little thing, you guys. He'll make a home run with this. Sorry, Doran, go ahead. Okay,
all right. So I'm going to first tell everyone how to find the first hour of our broadcast network here. Let's see here. It's on my wall. On Facebook, it's on my wall right now. It's a note under my notes, but it's called the Source Broadcast Paradigm Shifting Network. Right there on my wall, and my name is DORON. And then Kutash, Kutash, and I'm going to put it over on our website here in a little bit. But it's
and if you make it where I can copy it like a YouTube, I can blog it too to the world somehow. Just let me know. Send me something.
I will. Yeah, I'll put it all on YouTube here in a little bit. So basically, what I did today is I did an introduction of our show format and our network format. A brief summary of our first shows at launch, a brief summary of Source Network and the Source, a brief overview of our website and core mission, our Love Goes Viral internet broadcast and viral campaigns, and ways to get involved. And I'm going to keep upgrading this note page on Facebook every day. I mean, we're on air Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. every day for an hour as of now. So let me do a brief overview of Source Network and the Source. So basically, let there be love is our tagline. In the beginning there was light, there was let there be light. So let's bring in a new era here, let there be love. And what we do is Source Network is an idea of uniting the human race and remembering the one consciousness of all that is, to ground paradise on earth or heaven on earth in the next months to years. It's essentially networking and empowering humanity. And we've started with the internet, with Facebook and Google Plus and other Twitter and all these other social media platforms, just joining every Facebook group to the point, consciousness, spirituality, metaphysics, esoteric religions, love, light workers, all these types of groups, to the point where we're like 6,000 plus groups and 6,000 plus pages, and And, on all these other social media, there's hundreds of thousands of groups and communities. And on average, we have between 500 people to up to 1 million people in some groups. But 100,000 is 5 or 10 groups of 100,000. So really, if you estimate it out, we do our best and we say something around tens of millions to hundreds of millions of light workers that are in these groups. And all we need to do now is we are the conscious creators, and collectively we all have the solutions, the businesses, the products, the services, the events, the visions, the blueprints, collectively. So if we can just share what we have with each other, with our whole tribe that's already online, we create a wave of stars. If we just keep all of our viewership, we just keep our eyes on ourselves. If we just bring our eyes into the center and put all of our websites and social media presences and solutions into one web platform, one new internet, higher vibration internet space, which we have tools like YouTube and websites, and we're all using the technology we have at this time that we can best do this, and we're not the only website that's doing this. There's so many big, systems builder types that are building these web platforms, and what it's like is Wikipedia is an open source platform. We don't have the technology to make it happen as quickly as Wikipedia has formulated in that model, but we're just using all of us around the world that have these web platforms or these solutions are all doing the best we can with what we got. And if it's essentially, we all have little directories. And when we pool all the directories into one large directory, all the light workers can then tune in to one place where all conscious everything and solutions are being shared all day, every day, 24/7. All of our networks can have a place within one network, and then all the networks are encouraged to copy everything that's on our network and have their own global huge network, because we're all showing the same thing from different lenses. And ultimately it'll get us to the point where we get to full consciousness, all humanity, fully activated DNA, perfect health for all, abundance for all, as we identify this wave of Oprahs and Deepak Chopras, and we all are modeling ourselves after those that came before us. And if we could just support each other in this, we all become superstars. And then when we're superstars in each other's eyes and we have millions of views, it's easy for the mainstream people to see that, oh, wow, these people have something amazing because our views are higher, and they're then going to check out all of our conscious music and products and services, and it's going to bring them to full consciousness and through their transformation processes as we have formulated the new media for the planet. And, of course, the old media has already been bled dry and no one supports it anyway. So it's being shown in Louisiana right now with the flood that there's no media anymore, and whoever wants to be the media, all you got to do is just turn your camera on, and we're going to just put it together, and the human race is going to be ready to tune in to a global TV station that's high vibes. So
beautiful. I'm so excited every time I hear this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm running upstairs as I was in the basement. And my phone cuts off. Sorry. Wow. And so, what do you think so far, you guys? Any Miss, do you have any questions? Anybody have questions? Any questions going through your minds, anybody? Or is it just boring? Are you excited? Come on, somebody's got a question. We got. Just tell a little bit how you're building up the internet foundation with all realms, even the matrix of the world, so lots can gather together, and it'll shine like a diamond, all the source network and everything on it.
Sure. Well, okay, so here's a couple examples. On Thursday on our show with you guys that Missy was hosting, we talked about some of the web platforms that are being built, some of them behind the scenes. I know that if I just open sourced everything and just put all the ideas and solutions out publicly on the Source Network website, and then all of you guys are invited to write or contribute articles or pictures or videos to our main feed there. You can become a contributor. And then we're putting all of our blueprints up there for how to bring back the village and how to lead a visioning campaign in your village, and how to bring the people together and form new bylaws for your town. That's listed on there, and form subcommittees around each issue to bring in a better village. And there's a marketplace concept, which everyone just puts their products and services in their local marketplace, and then when we put a directory together of all the local marketplaces, it forms a global marketplace. And these are some of the solutions, but ultimately I know that there are these amazing web developers, the ones that built the internet, these anonymous types. They built the internet, and they're also the ones that are right now building the new internet. I got one of them here that I work closely with every day. We talked about his project on Thursday, and he's in the final steps of building this web platform that's not only a platform. It's essentially can be embedded into all websites on the planet. It's a simple problem-solving process that brings people together to unanimous consensus, and each person has a different perspective as we are all different, so every voice is important. So the Barbara Marx Hubbard Wheel of Co-Creation, where there's, say, the 12 different types of leaders, each type of person comes together around a subject, say homelessness in your hometown, maybe Ojai, homelessness. You can do locally, gather the Ojai people together and solve homelessness through a simple group leadership process that includes everybody, and then they formulate the solution, and then they all agree to it. So then they each person can say what they will do to implement that solution. And that's just a local example. It's this new web platform that can be embedded into all websites is it's operated by tags. So you could put homelessness in as a tag, and it'll show you all the homelessness discussions, individual discussions for local communities, and it'll show you the big subject of homelessness. And all those ideas and solutions are formulating on a forum-based type of website so that essentially they don't ever go away, like how Facebook, the stuff goes away. All the solutions, we only have to solve homelessness one time. We only have to solve prosperity one time, healthy, abundant food for all one time, clean drinking water for all one time, free energy one time, divine education one time. Whatever it is, we only have to solve it one time, and then every village can just take those free answers and just make it happen specific to their village. But if you're operating locally solving a problem, everybody else is operating locally solving the same problem, so we can all look at each other's answers. So this is where school is fun, where we all get to cheat and look at each other's answers, because there's only one project now. It's no longer every single one of us is separate and we need to win and step on each other to get there. We're all in this together, and we share our solutions. And I know that this project, which it's on Facebook as comment outline, is you can get some of the idea of what it is, and there's a GoFundMe attached to it. But it's basically it's going to be coming out with a launch called Startup Prosperity very soon here. As comment outline was just the basic blueprints part of it, and it's launching here fairly soon. And funding, just like Wikipedia, has been an open source process, and we the people fund Wikipedia to keep truth in front of everybody around the world. This is also an open source project, and there are ways for you to contribute to that project, and that will help with web developers to be able to jump on board and help finalize this thing, whether it be in the next week or month or two. It's totally up to the contributions of people like ourselves around the world contributing. So if you would like to contribute, just hop on Source Network, thesource.network, send us a contact us message, and we will set you up with a very easy way to get involved if you're a developer, or if you would like to make a contribution specific to that project, we can set you up with how to do that. So, isn't
this astounding? That's just one example. I mean, they're gathering everybody you can think of together in one spot. You know, Doran and others, you're making it simple for the group waking up behind us, and they only have one place to go, and we'll all be there. And by the way, Diamond's Network shows are within the Source Network. Yay, thank you so much, Doran and Misty, for finding the solution, the Source Network.
We're thrilled to be a part of Diamond's Network. Like, it's like totally, there's, like I said, every one of our networks, like, you know, each one of us has thousands of friends on Facebook per se. And if we just could kind of like, all of us, there's no bigger network. Every network is its own entity. And if we're a part of Diamond Network and you're a part of the Source, and we're all building something really big here and sharing, we keep ownership of our own. Like, we don't want anyone to like it to be like that. We want everyone to have something of their own, and ultimately there's no need to worry about that anyways. Like ultimately when we bring in a better world for all, everyone is provided for. And the Source Network, all we're trying to do is set it up so everybody can reach abundance through some simple tools and simple systems and utilizing our reach. You know, like, we want it to be like that. So.
And Cynthia, they even have a place where entrepreneur musicians or ones that aren't well known that play really mystical, magical music for this time, this paradigm shift. Cynthia's in love with you by now, Doran.
Yeah.
I know she's liking what you're saying. You have any questions, Cynthia, or anybody else?
I'm speechless.
Did he paint the picture of what the Source Network is to you?
What it is to me?
Yeah, I mean, did you understand it? I'm just asking.
Oh, I understand it very well.
Are you excited?
Now you're asking me several questions.
Okay.
Let me just tell you this. I was the first lady hippie in Atlanta in 1960s. Good old Southern Bible Belt out here, and it was amazing. And we dreamed this dream back then. That's my comment.
Oh.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hi, guys. This is Marvin and Athena. I just want to say it sounds wonderful what you guys are building. And I know she's got her 2 feet in and 2 hands, and I can do whatever I can to support and bring whatever it is I can. But I just want to say hi.
Well, hi.
Hey, Marvin.
Hey, Marvin.
Love you.
Hi, Marvin.
Hi.
Hi, this is Connie. I'd just like to ask something and make a statement or two. Were you in any way affiliated with the original Source community back in the 70s, the late 60s, that had a restaurant in Los Angeles?
No, I was born in 1982.
I know. I realized that you were born later than that, but yeah, I was just curious about that.
Barbara Marx Hubbard has been one of those visionaries for I don't know how many years, her whole life. So this she has a Source Network vision. I don't even know how God totally guided us to this name. Like I didn't know who Barbara Marx Hubbard was, and I was bringing through these words, source and network and foundation, and like ultimately it was like, okay, wait a second, Father, the Mother, Father, God, divine Son and Daughter. It's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost thing. Like there's the physical. There's the spirit that flows through, and we're all divine children, son and daughters of God. And the spirit of the mother flows through us all, and the divine masculine, the God, the physical, I don't know how to explain it, but like to me, source is like, network is easy. Network is we, humanity, need to network all together. And then source is God, energy that flows through and amongst us and connects us all together. And guides us all. And foundation was like, wow, like we thought we were launching a foundation to raise money to efficiently bring it in. We haven't even gotten to that part yet. But I guarantee you that we didn't have any grounded foundation in our lives as leaders. And that was the first thing, the first year of, a year ago when myself and Samara and Cliff came together, three of us had left it all, and we were living very humble beginnings when it comes to transportation and living spaces. And I'll just say it, we were living in vans in LA, and we were traveling to conscious events and doing medicine wheels with Rainbow Thunderheart to heal the earth and the elements and bring back the rain. And we were connecting to these up to 100 web solutions people, like these entrepreneurs in the greater LA area. We were being guided to all the Source Network leaders that are going to be the ones that put all these platforms together when the time's right. So we had no foundation. We were broken, just broken individuals living in LA and Los Angeles, the Lost Angel capital. And we were just trying to find a way to live without money because of what happened. And we were just like free internet at cafes and living in vans to avoid rent and YMCA, giving us deals to essentially have our hot tub, sauna, steam, and exercise and clean up every morning. And we would just come together in cafes and have meetings, and we didn't know what was going on. We were just like telling people, hey, join us. And we just were idea people at that time. And we didn't have the goodness to make anything happen at that point. We were like, a festival would show up, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're going to show up to a festival with no business cards and no website. So we literally spent 12 hours staying up till 5 a.m, just popping out a website just so we could go to a festival and say, we have a website. And ultimately that was the first version of our website, was just so ungrounded that we were operating off of, food stamps and getting financial aid for, and we were honest with the LA people, with the support services. We just walk in there, we sit down, we say, we're building a web platform, paradigm shifting platform that can bring in a better world for all, so that you don't have to work this job anymore. You all get to do what you love to do and live in a better world. And the woman would say to us, oh my God, it's great. My son would love to be a part of this. And can I give you an extra $75 each so that you guys have money for transportation so you can go to all these events? So it was just time, it was time. And we're all as leaders, all of us in our tribe are all finishing up those last little bits of foundation so that we can come together here in a power position and live interdependently as a tribe, live, work, and play, and not just for ourselves and our tribe in one location, but really be a model and be an example so everyone can come together and live as a tribe and community, live, work, and play, and we can network this thing together so we don't have to do much work at all. It's just done, And I have 1, 2, 3 as my notifications on Facebook. 100, easy as 1, 2, 3.
Happy to hear that your generation and in the now was coming forth. It's such a channeling that that's just it's open channels for creating this, and it really is inspiring to me that you guys are doing this and including this is like the fulfillment of a vision that I've had for years, and I was part of the original 60s and 70s wave of consciousness, and I was involved in the commune called the One World Family Commune, and we shared a lot of the same things you're talking about, although we were more or less, we weren't as inclusive, so I love this evolution of consciousness and what we're doing to include everyone. I always believed in that, even back then. So anyway, I'm really happy that you're doing what you're doing, and we're a part of it. Thank you.
Yes, we're a part of the Diamonds Network. Thank you, God. Thank you, the source. And, this is what Cynthia's been talking about for years, and others have been talking about for years. And sitting back listening to that, like, everybody's, going to be happy, and everybody's going to be together and working together and gathering together, and it'll be all just fine. And you think in your mind is boggled. It's like, oh, my God, how could that ever happen? There's got to be some geniuses and brilliance somehow, or let's just say the Internet, to bring it together. And it's happening. Yay! That's why I'm excited.
Hey, Elizabeth,
yes.
This is Candy, the one who doesn't talk but does.
The one that what?
I don't talk about it. I do it. I've been doing it. I got the land in 79. I've been doing it ever since. And I want to tell you, I got another application for someone for our Ozark Dom community today.
Oh, glory. And be sure you look into the Source Network and put your community and all what you do. There's a tab for it, I'm sure, or otherwise they'll make one. But I'm sure
I'll make a page. I'll make a page. And there's another website that has a list of all these communities. There's a bunch of websites that do. So I'm going to make a little directory of all these communities so I can do my part in that too.
Well, of course, I'm listed at IC.org, and I'm listed at wolfusa.org, and I'm pretty excited about getting up on Wolf, for organic farmers like me, and I got 9 views the first 24 hours I was up there, so that's pretty cool. WWOFusa.org. So it's all good, and I'm praying to the universe that if this new applicant is the right fit for what we're trying to do here to help Mother Earth and everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Candy. And not to brag, Doran, but just give the figures. I heard you say in one of your videos that you got like 30,000 hits and 40. Just give us a little. Just encourage everybody. Yeah, really quick.
Sure. Well, this month we are breaking 40,000 views this month by the end of August here, and that'll put us over 100,000 views for just the first 4 months. So it's been like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 the first 4 months. But really we haven't been on the air yet. So I expect it to go, maybe the next month we'll hit 100,000 in a month. Exponential growth because the airwaves are crucial. I've been doing it the hard way with promoting in all the groups and everything. It's a lot of work. That was a lot of work, but there's a much better way here with the broadcasting. So.
Absolutely, and we do a lot of galactalizing with our Star Brothers here on the Diamonds Network. Next time the Galactics come in, I'm going to tell them about you. They probably already know, Doran. But see what they have to say, and if they want to work together with us, hello, wink, wink. Awesome. And they got lots of technology.
There's I tried to share this tonight's show with about 5 other radio show network people, but it was last minute. So at some point, try to see if I can get all of them onto Diamonds, and then vice versa. You guys go on to their network so we can begin to share our communities a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. And just okay, that would be a bright thing. I mean, blinding bright. Because we're all diamonds, and we put diamonds together with diamonds, and we all have fun together, but put it out on the airwaves. Yay! And we have the Source Network. Push it out there. And I can tell by your voice, you said it several times, the words in your heart, you you know that you know that you know this is going. This is going. This time. None stopping it. And I'm just there with you. High five, brother.
Yeah. I had a this past 4 days have been very powerful. I was just yesterday, I knew yesterday was going to be a little different. I knew that the event, the gathering, was something happening on a much higher level for the whole collective. And on Sunday, I went to my normal drum circle that I do here in Ojai, and I walk in there, and first there was a whole quartet was playing in the park, first of all, and they were all dressed in black and really fancy and beautiful music, and there was lots of people gathered around, and that's what I've been working hard towards, and I'm like, thank you, it's just happening finally, and like, and then after that, I was gonna set up my display for One Ojai, and then somebody showed up. First it was someone who I look up to a little bit, and within the industry I'm in with the internet and marketing and whatnot. This gentleman showed up to the drum circle, and he sat me down, and he gave me an hour and a half of channeled guidance. It's amazing to know, like, you're doing big things, but to still have, that guidance to show up and to, like, be focused on helping you become the diamond, because the diamond is molded over time and pressure. And so this gentleman, he brought through a lot, and what he brought through was essentially that a big piece of it was that if we could just each receive the grandmother's embrace, if we could just, each of us, human beings, receive the grandmother's embrace and love, hug, embrace, and be in that space, all the things we're holding on to that we're afraid to tell each other, that we're hiding from, that those last things that we need to heal within us, because we, the light workers, all there is left to do here is to heal ourself and our heart of that, say, one trauma or those traumas that we're holding on to from something that happened in this life or our childhood or past lives, whatever it is. In our grandmother's embrace, we can't lie. We cannot lie. And essentially every wound on the planet can be healed by that embrace. And a lot of us that are busy in life right now, we're just running around. We're just we think that it's not safe, so we just go back out there and try to make things happen. And then we come back. If we can come back to that embrace, everything falls off. If we could just come back to love and just be present and just be present in that love, that infinite, that unconditional love, non-judgment energy, that mother, that divine feminine. And we have beautiful women that are in this world that are just as hurt as the men. And if we, the men, which is, he was teaching me a lot about the masculine, if we could just be a safe space, if we could just be the masculine, a lot of masculine and feminine have been really perverted in a way. So if we could just be the masculine and allow the feminine to be the feminine, if the males can be powerful in their masculine, then women can then feel safe to be to be that safe space for the males. And it's just, we the males just need to be able to come home and be hugged and embraced. And then we can then go out into the world and build. And if all the godmothers and women have just been holding space for so long for the shift, and it's just now all that's left is just the healing within for the males and the females. So the males have to be a little bit of a safe space for the woman. We've got to be our feminine and be a safe space and embrace the woman in our lives and appreciate the woman in our lives and thank them and and be present for them in their own missions, because the women are playing around with the masculine right now, trying to be that, and that's how the world's becoming better, is through our women stepping into their masculine and our males stepping into their feminine. And with that, we all come into the center and come into balance as the balanced divine masculine and feminine king, queen that are God, goddess. And that's what that crown chakra opening does for us. That purple, that crown, all the chakras open, and then whoosh, when you open that crown chakra, it connects you to the energy of the universe and love and all that is. And there's nothing diseased about anything that can be existing in this perfect universe and cosmos when we're connected, when our chakras are open and we're connected to the mother energy, the father energy, and all that. So,
well, that's precious. That's just precious. Oh, thank you, Doran. That was precious. That was beautiful. Thank you. We needed that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sure we'll be hearing from you, and we'll be working together. I want to call you one of these days, and we'll talk and see what else we can do. I've been blogging your network and doing my little part. What I can do is, blogging and have you on the network and everything. And we're going to keep working together, all of us around the world. You hear that, everybody? I'm connected with collective consciousness. We all are. And we just tell you it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Just trust and have faith and just love your neighbors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Doran, you're welcome to stay and your friends and listen to Cynthia. She'll encourage us even more. Thank you so much, and we're going to be working together.
Thank you.
I can't wait till we all gather together around the world and see each other face to face.
Thank you very much.
That way. Thank you. Okay, Cynthia, are you there?
I think so.
Wow. You better pinch yourself.
Oh, it's just an old joke, It's just an old joke. But seriously, this guy that used to work with Walt Disney back in the early days when he was an early guy, when Walt Disney was just starting, I got to, dance with him a little while. We weren't lovers, but he lived at my place up in the mountains for a little bit. And the meetings would always be opened with, well, we're all here because we're not all there. So I was just remembering that fond little joke there. But tonight I need to put everybody on warning that in the morning Mercury is stationing retrograde at 9:04 a.m. Eastern Time. That's in the morning. Tomorrow, Mercury is stationing retrograde. I pulled up the chart for tonight and actually found out that it's already stationing. I have more serious software than whoever wrote down that the 9:04 a.m. Thing was going. It's actually stationing retrograde right now. And right now, there is a strange phenomena going on, and that is that Mercury, the Eastern descendant, the polar mark, the vertex, and Venus are all exactly at the same degree. All that's going on while Mercury's stationing retrograde. So for the new timers, let me just say, when a planet goes retrograde, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is dominant for 90 minutes every 90 minutes. In other words, you've got three nervous systems, basically. You've got the parasympathetic, the sympathetic, and the central nervous system, which is the caduceus. And when a planet is direct, it's activating the sympathetic nervous system, which is your interaction with the outer reality. And when a planet is retrograde, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your interaction with your inner reality. And when it stations, whether it's stationing to go outward or inward, that place that it stations at is going to be the ruler of the roost for the whole period of retrograde. And with these other, Venus is exactly conjuncting it. The vertex, which is your gateway to higher consciousness, exactly conjuncting it. This is kind of phenomenal. So I wanted to warn everybody, and let me, Mira, are you still awake, you poor girl? She has this early morning job she has to go to. Would you like to read?
I'm here.
Would you like to read 30 Virgo?
Yes, I will.
And then we're going to tie it into what's going on because we've got, a solar eclipse on Thursday. So this, what she's reading, is leading into that. These are high times. We've been waiting a long time for this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you said 15?
30 Virgo.
30 Virgo. Okay.
Yep, and remember, folks, in about 10 or 11 days, Jupiter will leave Virgo and enter Libra for a year. So the fact that Mercury is stationing retrograde just prior to Jupiter leaving Virgo, there's this beautiful play. There's an unfolding now. It's miraculous. Go ahead.
And this is where Mercury is stationing now, right?
Absolutely, and the vertex, and Venus is there.
And Venus. Okay. 30 degrees Virgo, Rosario, the angels of wisdom mysteries. Please be with us all. Beloved, we are guardians of many mysteries of wisdom. Providence has entrusted us to make sure that levels of wisdom are accessible only to people at the appropriate point of spiritual maturity. If powerful wisdom and knowing of mysteries fall into the hands of any at a less than acceptable point of maturity, we veil these people so that even if all the books containing all the wisdom of heaven were at their disposal, they could not comprehend any of it. Intuition is capable of receiving the highest wisdom. True knowing transcends knowledge. Wisdom transcends memory and logic and is available with our assistance. As you read these angel messages, some of you in disbelief, some with deep longing and hope that they are true, remember that these words echo what sacred scriptures have always said. For those who are mature and harmless to all, these messages are simple and correspond to what you already know. There comes times in the life of every child of light when decisions must be made between cultural traditions that promote rationale and logic, or following the path of inner guidance that intuitively promotes always the highest good of all. Decisions to seek paths of inner guidance that are combined with experience of omnipresence follow freedom and independence that is paradoxically the way of service, for all are one. In the plane circumscribing earth, we are the last order of the portal of Virgo, the sign of practical divine wisdom expressing in physical reality. The deep wisdom of Rosario prepares one for the next sign of Libra, in which love emerges through levels of deep inner thought and clear understanding. In this degree of Virgo, through the virtues of our name, Rosario, Regerio, we teach the difference between knowledge and wisdom by intuition. Rosario, the angels of wisdom mysteries, 30 degrees Virgo.
this is important because we're moving from thousands of years of occult philosophy into a new direction of sacred ceremony. In other words, instead of following old ways, we are moving into a time where we all connect with the divinity within ourselves. We're going through tiers of initiation where we're remembering our divinity. Where at first it's just a small group and then a bigger group, and then finally it's going to hit critical mass, which will fulfill, of course, the prophecies of Revelations and many other scriptures. But this thing I wanted to focus on here about intuition. The big push has been to get kids, put them in school early, get them away from their families, get the families into financial slavery where they can't stay together, they can't live on the land, they have to go to work. Get the kids in school and get these kids in their left brain. They've tried to program the left brain. The left brain is very logical. It's very linear. It's very rational. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift from God. But it's only one side of the picture. The other side of the picture, which is the right brain, is intuitive. It just knows. That's where you can walk in a room, you can read the vibes, you can look at the different people, and you just know. That's the right brain. Now, the corpus callosum connects the two. And what I see happening right now, I love people's feedback on this, is, as David Icke pretty much has documented, and other people have too, these reptilian races have literally given us their minds. They have inbred it in us genetically, and it's called the reptilian brainstem. If you look at a map of the brain, it's fight or flight, it's survival, and this is a wonderful gift to be able to survive emergencies. You can just Google it and read about what that part of the brain does. It's basically fight or flight. It's the part of the brain that if you get hurt physically and or emotionally, will trigger vast amounts of numbing chemicals into the bloodstream so that you can get to safety. You hear about it in wars where people don't feel any pain at all and they get to safety and then they realize that half their leg is blown off, And the same thing with emotions. However, that whole thing around survival is a quandary to them. And their instinct to merge their minds with us is actually an instinct of survival, because if we can merge ourselves with them and they can merge themselves with us, all of us will survive. And the reason I'm saying that is that the ultimate survival, and they've spent trillions of dollars on this with these great big particle accelerators, it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. They proved it decades ago, and books have been written about it, that the outcome of these particle accelerators is determined by emotions of those observing it. Greg Braden wrote real great stuff about that. He was a NASA scientist. And it took him into enlightenment when he saw the results of those experiments. He realized that we are creating our reality, but the key is this: it's through our emotions. I mean, you can believe in God or Allah or, whatever deity you want to or whatever belief you want to. The cows turn blue. But what's determining what you're creating as a creator God is your emotions. And so if you're studying all these wisdom mysteries, but you're angry at your wife, or you're afraid of this, that, or the other, or you're feeling unworthy, you can fill your mind with all these high-flying esoteric secrets, but it's the emotions that you're not paying attention to that are determining the outcome of what your divine powers are materializing on this level. So for that reason, I would say the most important thing for us individually and collectively is to be happy, is to be divinely happy. And that is scientific. And these dark reptilians have been living on panic. They've been living on the negative vibrations because it gets them going. It's that fight or flight survival thing. And they would, kill children and do all kinds of things to get people into misery to juice up what they're used to dealing with. But they've hit a rock wall, because now they're finding out that those negative reactions which have given them a kick, those negative emotions, are the very things that are attracting their own demise. And so what we've done as a collective, those of us who, have learned to understand this stuff, is we've gone to them and we've said, look, we're all one being. And when one of us is harmed, all of us are harmed. Whether you are in service to self or service to others, it's still harming everybody, including yourself. In other words, say you're of the light and you're in service to others, and you're like Mother Teresa, you're a martyr, you'll do anything for people. And you're not getting enough sleep, you're worrying all the time, you're upset because of the animals being tortured. In other words, your emotional life inside is a wreck. But you're just giving your money, your time, your prayers, everything. Well, according to what I just said, the fact that you're not taking long, slow baths, not going to these beautiful, sustainable things like what was talked about tonight, where you could be loved by people who support you, where you can get the good food, you can get the massage, where you can feel good about yourself. If you're not taking good care of yourself, if you're staying upset, even if it's because of others, you're hurting everybody, including yourself. And if you're of the darkest of the darkest of the dark, the other extreme, and you are a psychopath, you don't care. In fact, you love people to suffer. Kill the whole planet. Who cares? That kind of a person or entity. By hurting others, you're hurting yourself. And the whole point of survival is to survive. So harm done any way, whether it's to harm others to help the self, or you harm yourself to help others, you are the problem. Harm is the issue. So where the two become one, where this whole war in heaven ends, is when the dark stops resisting the light, and the light stops resisting the dark. And they look at each other and they go, oh my gosh, we are two sides of the same coin. We are one being. And whether we're causing harm to others to help ourselves or harming ourselves to help others, we're the problem. So if that's true, what is the answer? The answer is when one is helped, all are helped. So if you need help yourself, that's your job to get that help, so that you'll be in a position to radiate the joy and the peace and the happiness, which will attract new quantum realities. And if other people are hurting and you can help them without hurting yourself, that's your job. Because when one is helped, all are helped. Whether you're helping yourself, it's helping the whole being of God. Whether you're helping others, the little bird that falls out of its nest, the rock that's been kicked around and never appreciated, you look at it and you see the handiwork of God and you charge that rock with spiritual qualities. You're helping the whole being of God, even if you're helping a rock. If you're helping anything, whether you're helping yourself or anything else, you are helping the whole being of God. And the emotions are the key. And this is an interesting time we're going to go through, because as we all go into enlightenment, the old wounding will come up to be healed, and we are wounded on whatever levels and combinations thereof that we are. We're all different. We may be emotionally and or physically and or mentally and or spiritually wounded. And that's true whether we have been wounded by someone else or whether we have caused wounding, like I just explained. And so this is all going to be going on concurrently while we're being downloaded with enlightenment. And it's very, very interesting. And I'm going through some interesting things here on my end. I was given a magical tool. I'm not going to go into detail, but it was an item, a very precious item, very beautiful, that had been used by a very powerful occult person. And anyone in their right mind would have refused that thing coming on their property because of the powers connected to it. But in walking my talk, I accepted it. And then I had to deal with these occult powers that were connected with it. So what I did is I just said, okay, I am deeply honored that you're here, and I am asking for your highest good and my highest good, because we're all one. And when one is harmed for any reason, all are harmed. And when one is helped for any reason, all are helped. So therefore, in the name of who we all are, and we're all one with everything and with each other, we're all asking for the highest good of all. Well, that calmed everything down, and I thought it was all fine. And then when I went to bed, my higher self said, no, take it out and put it on the ground, because you won't make it through the night if you don't. So I went out and put it on the ground, and I came back in, and even so, the whole night was dealing with powers. These powers wanted to do the highest good, but they didn't know what it was. And, well, I don't either. You know, I mean, how are you going to know what the highest good is? There's no two people alike. There's no two moments alike. There's no two situations alike. So what's the highest good in one moment with this group of people may or may not be the highest good in another moment in this other situation. So basically, all night long, I was dealing with these amazing powers and just explaining all this to them the very best I could, and calling in other beings to help us. Long story short, it's wonderful. It's like the community gatherings that was explained earlier on the call, except it wasn't with humans in physical bodies, it was with powers. And we all got together and we all realized that we are who we are. We do what we do. We are as we have been created to be. And that we're all going to still be who we are, and we're going to all still do what we do, but we're all completely dedicated to it being the highest good of all, ourselves and everyone else, all the time, in every situation. And so last night for me was a wonderful night. I grew a lot, and I'm deeply grateful for it, and I'm excited and upbeat about these wonderful powers. They're like new friends. But they aren't human. You know what? It's sort of like dealing with electricity. You got to be careful with it. Or it's kind of like dealing with a new person that moves in on your street. You got to be careful with it. You got to respect who they are and where they are, and yet still welcome them to the community and set up a positive vibe. Find areas of mutual interest and work to create a bond, a feeling of tribe. So whether it's human, whether it's logical, whether it's non-human, whether it's intuitive, the key is still the same, and that is we are all one, period. We are. Regardless of what our logical minds say or don't say, regardless of what anybody has ever written or not written, we're still one with all there is.
Cynthia?
Yeah.
We have a lot of people on the line, so let's say the law of one, the law of one together. Can we do that?
Absolutely. And before we do, I would like y'all to call in your worst nightmares. Call in the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual worst nightmares, either of yourself and the planet or both. And let us walk our talk. Let us call them in. And at the same time, we're calling in our highest selves. We're calling in the masters, saints, and prophets. We're calling in the angels. We're calling everybody in. We're calling in the animals. We're calling in the plants. We're calling in the elementals. We're calling in everything that exists, whether we even know about it or not. Because we're all one.
Amen. So we
are asking for the highest good of all. Go ahead.
Yes. So we called everybody in. We ask for the help, and we ask for the help in ourselves, and we call in our worst nightmares.
Yes, we are.
And so now everybody just *6 to unmute, and then repeat the simple law of one after Cynthia. It only takes 30 seconds or less. So everybody *6. And Cynthia, you lead us. Then we call in all our galactic brothers that have galactic-wise with us in the Diamonds Network, and those listening, too.
Yeah. And we are announcing formally as the Diamond Council on behalf of everybody, the war is over. The war of the light with the dark and the dark with the light. We're not doing that anymore because, let's say the law of one. We are all one.
We
are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed.
When one is harmed, all are harmed.
When one is helped, all are helped.
When one is helped, all are helped.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
And I am one with all there is.
And I am one with all there is.
I ask that the highest good of all happen.
I ask that the highest good of all happen.
And I give thanks that this is done.
And I give thanks. This is done.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And this is the law. This is the law. This is the ancient law. This is the original law of creation. And all other laws come from it. And this law overrides all other civil and social laws in any timeline, any place, anywhere. This is the law, and we are calling on this law.
To be, because we have dominion on earth for the law of one in the midst of every breath we take. And by the way, that prayer is on the Diamonds blog on the right-hand side for everybody to go get that and use it. Okay, Cynthia, I didn't interrupt. Keep going.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I don't want to take too much time tonight. I just want to tell you that on Thursday we're going to go into this annular eclipse. This eclipse is the middle one of three. There's one solar eclipse. That's the one happening Thursday. And there are two lunar eclipses, one on each side, one before and one after. And these are very critical. For those of you who don't understand astrology, it's basically a computer, all right? It's the ancient original computer. It's like the difference between a robot and a real human being. All our technology mimics the magical powers of divinity. And the planets and the solar system and the cycles and rhythms are basically the original biological computer of creation. And what we have is step-down transformers. We have an original pulse going out, and then it's interpreted through many gateways and algorithms. It has to reach each and every one of us, and there's no two of us alike, so you can imagine. But anyway, at this eclipse, the midheaven for the Appalachian chain, which is the Appalachian mountain chain, which is the oldest mountain range in the world, and it's the only one that is based on sugar quartz, so it's considered by the ancient elders and writings as the true spinal cord of Earth. So the midheaven, which would be the crown chakra for this eclipse, is at the place of earthly happiness. Remember, I was talking about emotions? It is of prime importance that everything, the fishes of the sea, the laughing waters, the birds of the air, the children, the adults, the babies, the very rocks themselves be in supreme divine happiness. And also, at that time, the earth is at 10 degrees Pisces, which is fulfillment. And it's very interesting because the sun and the moon, and this just blows my mind, are at the place of sacred oils and essences. And there's been all this attention to aromatherapy. There's been all this attention to sacred oils and essences, fragrances, things you can put on your body. So I find it interesting that this middle eclipse, which is the solar eclipse, is doing this. The spiritual path of this eclipse and the place of greatest fortune is creative spiritualization. In other words, what we're doing is we're reversing what we've been taught. We've been taught that, just throw things away. It doesn't matter if you go and kill all these people for democracy or whatever. All this stuff. It doesn't matter if these animals suffer if you're eating them. It doesn't matter if you chop down the rainforest, if you're making $1 for your corporation, growing, palm oil. We're reversing all that. And what we're doing is we're saying, my goodness, every single thing in creation, from the smallest subatomic particle to the largest multi-mega universes, is a miracle, and it is sacred. It is the very essence of divinity taking on forms for our delight and our happiness, and everything is sacred. So we're moving in that way. I'm going to leave the eclipse thing for Thursday night, but I just want to put you on notice that the north node of this solar eclipse coming up on Thursday is sacred ceremony. So if you don't do anything else, please do sacred ceremony. You can do it by yourself. You can do it around a drumming circle. You can do it quietly, inwardly, and inward prayer and meditation, or you can go out and do ecstatic dance under the moonlight by the lake. But whatever you do, would you please do sacred ceremony in preparation for this eclipse on Thursday. Back to tonight, preparing you for Mercury going. Mercury is retrograde right now. The part of fortune for tonight is 27 Aries, which is, let me look it up here. Well, my goodness, it's astrology, which we're doing right now. So I guess even a blind hog will find some acorns. So tonight, the part of fortune, which is the luckiest thing we could ever be doing, is astrology. That makes me feel really good. Now, the sun is at the place of the poor and the oppressed tonight as Mercury stations. Mercury is stationing with Venus and the vertex at Wisdom Mysteries. And let me just wrap it up by going to the beginning. What this Wisdom Mysteries is saying is that these powers are not going to be given to anyone until they will not cause harm. A lot of us, we cause harm unintentionally, and some of us cause harm intentionally. We'll cause it to ourselves. We may cause it to others. We may cause it to something in creation. So if you want these mysteries, if you want these miraculous powers that we're all getting, Christ said, all that I do, ye shall do and more. And the Buddha, everybody said that. The main key is to become harmless. And harmlessness is threefold. You cannot hurt yourself or any part of yourself. You may have a shy, vulnerable little kid self that needs to heal or needs to be recognized. You can't do anything to hurt that part. And you may have a strong warrior self that can overcome any odds. You don't want to do anything to hurt that self either. You don't do anything to hurt yourself. Nothing. Not physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And you don't do anything to hurt others either. Not the animals, not the plants, not other humans, not the spirits. You don't cause harm. And that law of one thing we just did, we're not harming anything. We're not judging anything. We're not afraid of anything. We're saying, look, if you exist, you may be hiding and maybe nobody knows about you. But if you exist, you are part of us, we are a part of you, we're all part of everything, and your highest good is infinitely important. My highest good is infinitely important. Everything's highest good is infinitely important. So you don't cause harm to yourself, you don't cause harm to others, and you don't cause harm to creation, not even to a rock. We're going to have to take all this trash and see it as art materials and do divine things with it. Now, we can either do things like these people with plastic where they're making great building materials out of it, or we can learn to materialize and dematerialize and transform and transmute like magicians. Whatever is the highest good in any situation. But since this stuff has just been happening to me more, usually I'm a forerunner, I'm Aquarian, I'm a little ahead of the ball game. I think a lot of us are going to be drawn to sacred places that's going to have to be healed, where there were maybe wars or occult ceremonies that weren't good. Like you take Bohemian Grove, that's going to all have to be cleaned up. Because every inch of the earth is sacred. Ritual objects that have been used in win-lose ways, these objects are going to have to be transformed, transmuted. Everything on the planet, inside of us, outside of us, on the moon, anywhere, is going to have to be healed and brought into divine perfection. Because we are all one. We're all one on a physical level, an emotional level, a mental level, and a spiritual level. And when one is harmed, we're all affected by it. So all suffering, all harming, for any reason, all of this has got to be healed so that we are creating divine happiness. We are creating divine love. We are creating true spiritual morality and youthening and immortality. This whole thing about dying, getting old and dying, it was a great relief back in the day. But if we go into supreme happiness if we go into total enlightenment, we will be able to materialize and dematerialize as we feel inner guidance to do so. We won't have to go kill our bodies. Our bodies are sacred. Our bodies are whole universes. Did you know that? We're made in the image and likeness of God. Every organ, every cell is alive and conscious. And it doesn't need a lot of sorrow. It doesn't need a lot of stress. It needs joy and life everlasting. Quote from the Bible, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of joy and life everlasting. The last enemy to be overcome is death. Not frozen in some cryogenic place and brought to life, but through youth, through immortality, through health. If you'll read the life and teachings of the Masters of the Far East, the first 3 volumes by Bard Spalding, that guy is still alive. He wrote this in the late 1800s. He's living a quiet life. I know someone who knows him. He tells everybody he's his own grandson because he looks middle-aged. But he wrote these books in the late 1800s, and he's a living example of the truth of this. And I met a guy who was studying with someone who's 5,000 years old and looks middle-aged. And when I was amazed at that, he says, oh, that's nothing. This guy hangs out with guys who are 30,000 years old and looks middle-aged. So our bodies are not designed to get sick, old, and die. Our bodies are designed to be young and radiant divine selves. But how is it going to do it unless life is worth living? So I just want to wrap up this astrology thing by saying we are praying for the life that is the highest good of all for each and every one of us, whether we are a rock or a mineral, whether we are a plant, whether we are an animal, whether we are a human, whether we are an elemental, whether we are anything. We are asking that we all have the life that is the highest good of all for ourselves and everyone else. Any questions, I'll be glad to answer. Other people want to share. If this has brought up something for you to share, that's what we really want. That's the true gold. But back over to you.
Yes, that's the true gold, and that was beautiful, Cynthia. Thank you for that. I want to see if Marianne or Mayor have any comments, but let me just say this. Are you ready? Are you guys ready to be the code breaker? Be that code breaker. Break the code. With laughter comes pleasure, and with pleasure comes joy, and with joy comes love. Remember, emotions is only energy in motion, your energy in motion. And remember, happy is an emotion. Put that emotion in energy in motion. And you know what I did today on the way home from Stillwater? I purposely cracked a smile on your face. I think I've heard several times through the years, happy is our natural, our supernatural state, happy. And so with happy, you smile. See what happens when you smile purposely. Smile. See what emotions you feel. But, so if that's our natural state, smiling, it doesn't feel natural. But make that welled up natural happiness inside you, unlock those wells, and smile on purpose. Do it. Try it for 5 minutes. The next day, do it half an hour. Next day, do it an hour. See what happens. Anyway, Marianne, Mayor, you have any comments? And then we'll take any questions that you have for Cynthia or Doran or anybody who wants to bring anything in. Some of you guys bring the gold. Now's the time for the gold. Marianne?
Hi, it's Mir.
Hi.
Hello.
What do you think,
Hi. Mir? Just wanted to thank everyone and just again saying a prayer for everyone who's struggling right now, anyone who's experiencing any serious physical illness or problems, emotional, mental, our wills just asking for the highest good for everyone and everything right now. And within us and around us, and just giving thanks. And just again to remember to just give thanks even for the difficult feelings, the difficult things going on in our lives. Let's remember to just thank as we feel the feelings and let them kind of course through us. Just give thanks for them, because it allows them to transmute and transform. And I'm beginning to do that with my thoughts too. When I notice that I've got a real limited thought, or I'm thinking something that really is causing harm, to just thank it, and because it came from somewhere, and everything that's in existence came from somewhere, and everything needs to be acknowledged and loved. So let's love everything. Thank you.
Oh, good point, Mayor. That's what I do. My thought, when I'm laying down and trying not to think anything, thoughts come. And sometimes they're memories of the past, so it's sad memories, not happy memories. And I find myself thinking on that, going into that memory, and then I kind of, oh, well, okay, but, you know, what I learned here on the Diamonds Network, oh, well, thank you for teaching me what you have and growing me up. And I love you. And at that point, I smile, and I smile, and I just imagine love going to that. And that, not just transmuting the programs that have been put on me, for me, that's to everybody. So know that you're helping. When you help yourself the most, when you help yourself, you're helping everybody. Thank you. Reminders of that, Mayor. Or not even just thoughts of memories, you know, worries and gotta pay the bill or go to work, you know, stuff like that. Things that are bothering you, that aren't making you happy, you know. Crack the smile on them. Love them and thank them. Yes, that's important, Mary. Okay, anybody with questions, comments, anything you want to bring in? Come on, you guys. Your turn to share now. Star 6.
This is Doran, and I just think it was so perfect and beautiful, and there's only one truth left, and that's she did such a great job of bringing it through, so I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, too. Wow. Thank you. Who's next? I hear somebody.
I'd like to go. It's Athena Starseed.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to say how grateful I am that it's happening right here, right now, and that just, you know, I was supposed to go out in the rat race tonight and drive Uber, because I did what Doran did. I unplugged about 7 years ago, let go of $1 million estate, got out of my regular thing that I created, my bird cage, and, you know, was doing Ubers because I'm a single mom. And I thought, I'm not going to drive tonight. I'm actually going to sit and listen to what's happening on the internet. And that's my soul. And my soul is connected to you with a golden string of light. And every string that you're talking about that's connected to all the other souls and all the other kingdoms, the crystal kingdom and the rock kingdom and the animal kingdom and the angelic kingdom and the galactic kingdom and the plasma kingdom and the cloud kingdom and the elemental kingdom. All of the kingdoms are all now, you know, talking to each other and dancing in one big symphony of God's love. And as we all play our music, you know, that broadcasts through all of our pores everywhere, simultaneously, like one big galactic wave of grace pouring down, like that grandmother you talked about, the grandmother hugging all of us. She's hugging us right now, and I just feel that everything that we do to be in joy is so much more important, and it's a present moment choice for me to say I choose joy rather than this. I choose love rather than this, and make the right choice in spite of my fear, because I know that by choosing joy to sing a song or to listen to my brothers and sisters talk about love and connecting and helping and supporting, that vibration will expand my heart chakra, and then my heart will touch the other golden strings around the planet, and we'll all one at a time actually just be in celebration what is there to do after we've done it all? Is to love each other and play together. And the highest, best use of our time is to gather and speak and dance and play and share and eat and feed each other these types of wisdom. So I want to just apologize to my galactic family and anything that I've ever offended in any life, in any future, past, present. I want to clear all my lineages, my daughter 7 generations forward and my family 7 generations back, to put them in present time with, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and know that I am here as a portal and a doorway to help assist being the future that we want to see and loving each other. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful.
Athena, Athena Starseed, you're so inspirational. You inspired me. Thank you.
Thank you. You inspire me. And Doran, thank you for changing my life. Since I met him a year ago, I mean, he's plugged into the inner frame of the architectural network of the light, the light seeds and the cities of light and the kingdoms of light. And the whole, it's like he's already shifted over several different universes, and he's coming back here to Earth to help us shift over. And it's very simple. Just like you said, it's a click of an internet, and boom, everybody gets food, the homeless situation solved, the housing situation solved, the economic situation solved, the presidential candidates is solved, everything with a click of a I love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. Athena is like, oh my God, I'm already freaking I'm doing my best to play a role as creator of the universe, as we all are creator of the universe. But like, she's like the best, as much as she's a creator herself, she teaches me to assist another creator, because she's the best VP, vice president of creation that anyone could ask for. She's a machine of just downloads and channeling, bring through ideas and just making shit happen. And shit is fucking happening.
Cool. Yes, I know. You're excited. And me too. Yay.
Beautiful voice and singer. Awesome. Powerful singer. Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
You got to listen to her music.
Yeah, and by the way, even the presidential thing, they're doing something. They're voting for a president. Anyway, Doran described the brilliant, I love it, brilliant plan. And can you like this? Listen to Misty's Thursday call. It's up on YouTube, or it's 487 on the recorded line. Oh my God, yeah. Everything. We're coming together, you guys. Tribe and tribe and tribe. It'd be a big old tribe. Yay, powwow time.
I'd like to share one more thing, if I could, really quickly. I would love for everybody that's listening to tune in to the Supreme Grace Light, because that mantra burns off all illusion. The last little bits of, you remember we talked about balancing our karma, getting through the darkness, embracing it, asking us to dance with our joy. Well, this song expedites that, because it's a harmonic. It helps your grid shift up. It's called Supreme Grace Light. The Source Network is behind it. They've been doing all the social media. Just listen to it once a day and just sing it and hum it and pray it and look at the video. And what I did was I went from the avatars of our existence to the people that are like right now living, like Doran is in the video, the people that are the star workers right now, the uses that are bringing us into that angelic form. We went from Jesus Christ to Amma the hugging saint to Doran. You know what I'm saying? It's your neighbor. It's your mailman. It's your Starbucks worker. It's your Uber driver. It's the person bagging your groceries. It's all of us. And it's in that video. So please sing it and pray with me. It's the Gayatri mantra. It's 2,500 years old, and it burns off illusion and reminds us that we are a piece of divine light.
Yes. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to probably blog it along with the Source stuff again. Anybody else want to share? Come on, you guys. Are you encouraged? Are you bored? No, you're shining like the diamond you are. Yeah.
I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply grateful. This is wonderful. This is just so beautiful. This is my dream come true, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like when dreams come true. Yes, Cynthia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was very, very wonderful. Yes, my dreams come true as well. I mean, it sounds like what we've been dreaming about way back when is coming to fruition finally, and this being the time of the newest wave of consciousness in this all.
And even the astrology is telling it tonight, and astrology is in the astrology tonight. That's a double
thing. Yeah, this is like back in the 60s. It's very similar astrology, from what I understand.
And on Sunny and Dale's show on Tuesday, Voices from the Alternative World, we'll be utilizing the music people that are getting onto the Source Network as soon as we can find a good way to put it over line, because it doesn't sound really good. But there's a way, there's a radio way, so we can figure that out somehow.
I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to finding it. I think I have the device that with
and it's rain and glory here. It's pouring rain.
I mean, I think I don't have it yet.
Tomorrow, galactizing with Chris and his mom on Wednesday too. Or tomorrow. Wednesday. Oh my God, I'm going into Waterworld land. Anybody else like to share? Well, stay tuned to Diamonds Network, and we'll keep shining brighter every time. Yeah, hi, Patty.
I've been listening to that mantra for a long, long time by Diva Primel. I don't know how to say her name, but it is so beautiful.
Oh, that mantra, that music that Athena Starseed was talking about?
I'm playing it right now. I play it to go to sleep, too. Isn't that amazing?
Thank you. That's cool.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Thank you, you guys. This is really a beautiful, beautiful call.
You're welcome. It takes all of us, every single one of us. There's a facet. Okay, we'll keep shining diamonds, and we'll see you Tuesday, Thursday. And we'll see you in our dreams, all of us. Group hug, everybody.
Group hug. Rain down.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Namaste.
Namaste. Namago.